So, welcome back to the Have a Word podcast with me, Adam Rowe, and my co-host, Dan Nightingale. How are you, Dan?
Hi. Thanks for having me on, Adam. I'm really glad to be here on a platform to talk about the issues, transgender rights, and sweaty...
Why?
What?
It's 20 seconds in and you've already been a knobhead.
Hey, we're about 80 episodes in and I've been a knobhead on everyone.
Oh,
Justin Moorhouse is here!
Justin Moorhouse is here.
Talking about sweating... It is warm though, isn't it? Fucking it is warm.
It's been warm today, but I've been in the car most of the day. And then...
have you got aircon?
Of course I have. I think this is 1985.
I think he's got a Ford Escort.
Yeah.
Never talk about anything around Justin's money. He gets a bit like, shut the fuck up. I'm a working class lad done good.
I am.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't have aircon in his car.
Who hasn't got aircon in the car? Like, who hasn't?
I don't know.
My dad has been on the dole for like 10 years and he's got aircon in his car.
Saz.
Have you got aircon in your car?
Yeah, I really want to not have aircon just to sort of win this argument. I don't even know if I'd be winning. I'd be sweating constantly.
Yeah.
Mate, I would fucking weep if I didn't have cruise control anymore. That's how Tory I've become recently.
You know, now, whenever I think about getting a new car, all I care about is what it's like inside.
Yeah.
What if it's got CarPlay? It's got to have CarPlay now.
Yeah, you're
I'm not messing about without having Spotify just there and Waze just there and everything just there.
What's CarPlay?
When you say CarPlay, is that like a fancy Bluetooth?
Oh, hang on. Here we are.
Do you not know what CarPlay is?
This is like this is like a fucking Champions League footballer having a conversation with a fucking League One. You know, when Nike sends you the really nice football books, like, you don't have to get them from JJ Sports.
No, the Apple CarPlay.
Right.
So you plug it. So you get in your car, you plug it in, or on the newer models now, it just does it on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And it mirrors your phone onto the car's display.
Right.
So it's got a series of apps on there.
Oh, that's
Right,
nice.
no, yeah. I do know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But you haven't got it.
No.
Right.
I've just bought a second-hand Kia Sportage.
Got 2010
How
Volvo.
how old is it?
It's 2017.
I'm sure it's got it on it. You just never found it.
No. The dash is not that fancy. Like it's still got a CD player on it.
Right.
But
2017.
yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
That's
but
like your 2017 is like your answer phone message.
Oh, did you get that before?
Yeah, that joke. Like, have you heard his answer phone message?
No.
I haven't
It
changed.
goes. Well, he always picks the phone up to you, Dan. He always picks the phone up.
Can I guess what it is that makes it really 2017?
Because he says it's 2017.
Oh, right.
goes-
I thought he was going to do a Brexit bit in his answer phone. Leave me a message and I'll try and
52% of me might get back to you.
Hey!
And he says, it goes, the person who, and he cuts in then and goes, sorry, it's 2017, who's leaving a message anyway?
Oh, you've dated your answer phone
I
message.
say text me, it's 2017, as if I'm listening to your answer phone message.
Oh, it's like talking to the past, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I recorded it in 2017 and I haven't felt the need to go back and do a new one.
I only got a smartphone in 2015.
My daughter's answer phone message, she just goes, hi, it's my name, because I'm not going to tell you her name. She goes, hi, it's my name. Leave me a message. I'm not going to ring you back. And every time I hear it, I'm like, you're not getting any pocket money.
You're fucking there.
Shit.
I'll just shout up the stairs.
Do you leave voice messages generally?
Not really. Just for work stuff I would do. But I'm a massive advocate, right? This is one of my things, is like, I'm a big believer in mirror the method of communication.
Right.
These
I
pricks.
started doing that with you and it drives Jay mad because you're a voice note cunt, aren't you? You love a voice
I
note.
like his voice notes. I like communicating like that. I like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
But my missus hates it because you're the only person I do it with. Everyone else, I'm a text. Everyone else in my life. But then every now and then, she'll just be in the house. She knows I'm not on the phone and I'll just be like, "Hiya, mate." You're like, "Yeah, so this, blah, 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 blah." And she's like, "Will you just text them? Will you just fucking text them? I don't need to hear everything you're fucking saying."
I think it's fair to say that at the start of this podcast, I was one of Jade's favourite Northwest comedians that worked with Adam. I don't think I am anymore. I think there's been but I think it's efficient. You press your little microphone button.
Yep.
You're basically you're having a phone call. You're basically having a phone call
in your own time.
In your own time.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of it's not like it's like tennis where you can have a little think about it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's fucking beautiful.
You do voice notes though, like a kid writes a book report. you like summarize it all.
He does. So in conclusion, he'll say often, yeah.
He does.
But anyway,
this is how much podcasting I've been doing. I finish a WhatsApp video going, we've got a Patreon, patreon.com/HaveAWordPod. Follow us online.
What I was saying is, so I'm a big believer and I'm an advocate for the mirror the method of communication. Somebody texts you, text them back. Have you ever texted somebody and they ring you straight back? Well, it's not that urgent, mate. You only ring me back if I say ring me because I'm bleeding.
Yeah, that's that. Essentially, if you do that, what you're doing is going, I don't care, I just want to speak to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the doctor's waiting room. That's why I'm texting you, prick.
The only exception is if you're driving, it's important.
Yeah.
But with Apple CarPlay,
you can reply to the text message.
You can reply with a text message.
Justin driving around in his fucking Hummer. Just all beige leather, like, phone whoever tried to WhatsApp me.
I don't drive. Somebody does. I don't have a Hummer. I've got a Mini. You just see me pull up. I've got a little Mini. Yeah.
It's very nice. Really nice. I think that is very considerate communication. I'm going to throw this out there now. If you use Facebook Messenger too much, you're pissing me off. It's a bit noncy.
Yeah.
I don't have my notifications on Facebook Messenger. I check it like once every 3 days and there'll be messages. The only people I Facebook message are people I haven't got the number for.
Oh, it's like, it should really be like relatives that you don't give a shit about. Like if your auntie messages you, like, oh, I forgive you because you don't know what you're doing. I've got a mate who sometimes sends a WhatsApp, sometimes rings, sometimes texts,
you can't
sometimes Facebook Messenger. You're like, this is fucking weird.
Somebody needs to get an app which gathers all your messages and puts them in one place.
Justin, it's just like your car, innit? You've been spoiled by this car. Like, I just get in and it knows everything. I just want one app that just...
Sometimes I'm going, right, I know that Dan asked me to do this thing. And, how did he... No, it's not on WhatsApp. It's not on Facebook Messenger. It's not on text. Did he email me?
And then you're trying to find the actual letter.
Yeah.
My God, he sent an actual letter.
Instagram note. Who's messaging on Instagram?
Instagram messages are to tell someone you like the story.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm bad with phone calls. I think I've mentioned this before. On the pod, I get like anxious on the phone. I hate being on the phone. I need unless it's really important and quick and I can deal with that. But like, if I've got like a phone call with my agents and we've got the same agent, they know they have to give me a day. I'm ringing you tomorrow about this. Because if I pick an important phone call up, I just...
Oh, your head's not in it?
No, last week when I had to cancel that Virgin contract and sort my dad's Sky out, that day on the phone, at the end of it, I nearly just downed a bottle of whiskey just to get myself
I've literally just remembered a phone call from a few weeks ago when we were planning the studio and we'd been doing WhatsApp messages and then I rang you and you were like, what do you want? And I was like, something must be going on with Jade. And now I realise it was like, you cunt, why are you ringing? I was like, this is more efficient.
Well, he's a lot younger. He's a lot younger than us. And that we grew up ringing people. They grew up messaging people.
Yeah.
My mate Chloe from The Frog is 24.
Yeah.
We did a podcast together, tried to get that off the ground, and we've become quite good mates. And she has had to tune in to me ringing her because I'll do a few messages and go, oh, fuck, I want to find out how you're doing, and ring. And the first couple of times I did it, she answered the phone laughing.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, hello?
Yeah,
I'm like, you all right? She's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I'm ringing you.
You can ring me if you text me to let me know you're going to ring me.
Oh, yeah, but that's you being a bit weird about it.
Yeah.
As much as I love you, that is a bit weird.
We'll put this out as a poll on the Twitter. I reckon most people under the age of 35 will agree with me. You better let me know when you're ringing me.
Yeah, you sound like you do, like it's an out of hours phone call. Then I get it. Yeah. If it's before 9 a.m. and after, what's the cutoff? 9 p.m.
For us,
there better be a fucking family emergency.
I think weekends we're allowed to ring until midnight. Comedians.
Only a comic though.
Yeah.
Imagine ringing your best mate who's not a comic at 10 past 11. Like, you all right, mate? I'm driving back from fucking Leeds. Like, I don't give a shit.
You know the worst calls I get? My brother, right, who's a bit younger than me, and he's not like me. He likes rugby, right? My brother
says it all.
Sums it up. He'll get pissed on a Saturday afternoon at the rugby with the lads, and then he'll ring me at like 6:30, 7 o'clock to like have a like, why don't you ever fucking ring me? Why don't you love me? Why are we not tight? I go, because you're the kind of bellend that rings me when I'm on my way to start my working week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm in the dressing room of a comedy club.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just don't think you've been there for me enough.
Yeah. I love you though, you know.
I keep getting you tickets to the rugby. You never come with me.
But he rings me like 6:30 and I'll just go, not got time for this now. Why? Because I'm on my way to work. Like if I rang you on a Tuesday morning at 6:30 when you're in at 7, started telling you I loved you when I was pissed.
That's a cry for help, isn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you what, the other rules is the other people that are freaky as comics, like you can ring your mates on a Saturday night and you know if you hear the road, it's great.
Yeah.
And as soon as you don't hear the road, you're like, oh shit, you're home already. Have you got a night off? And you're like, sorry, mate. But my mates who are dads now.
Yeah.
Any weekday morning, if I'm in the mood for a chat at 7:20, I don't even have to preamble. I'll ring. And if you rang, and if I rang you at 7:20 and woke you, that could be the end of this podcast. Yeah. If I ring my mates, Ben and Matt, they're like, you all right, mate? How you doing? They're an hour in, full of coffee. It's a great time to chat.
Yes.
I don't mind a chat in the car when I don't have to hold the phone.
Hang on.
in the car.
This isn't anxiety. It's just laziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something else my generation do. We just say we're mentally ill when really we're just in a mood.
Fucking, I did not appreciate my generation there, Justin.
Yeah.
Well, he lumped you in with each other as if he's not younger than us.
I'd take that.
I'm taking it, yeah.
I'd take that.
You are young.
Yeah. How old are you?
50.
50.
Oh, hang on. We're 3 different generations here.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 39.
Oh, yeah, we are, yeah.
Same one.
I tell you what's funny though, in comedy. No, I'm not. Oh, sorry, I was just in comedy. We've talked about this before. How age just goes out of the window.
It's who you start with.
But that's almost like a soft spot.
Yeah.
But really, who you can be proper mates with, and who you sound with, and who you respect. It's all about what you can do in a gig.
Yeah.
Like you're 50. I'm 40. He's not even 30. But if you can smash and you can close and you are shit up, you're like, yeah, you're all right. You could be 60 and shit, and I'd be like, this guy's a fucking shit.
I was talking to somebody the other day about comedians, and I've talked to somebody who's not a comedian about somebody. Yeah.
Okay, good. I like we're pulling punches.
Yeah, and no, it's that phrase where they go, have you seen Barry Chuckles' work? You go, yeah. They go, is he funny? And they go, he's a nice lad.
It's brilliant. It's the biggest insult in comedy. If you get asked if someone is
all right, is he all right? What's he like?
Yeah.
He's a nice lad.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. And all the best comedians are cunts as well.
He's dead sound. He's dead sound. And then it's the pause, and then
I'm not sure. Yeah, I won't book him.
But
he's all right for middles.
Yeah. I'd book him because he's good for the green room. Like he's good chat in the green room.
I'd book him, but I'd have to put him somewhere on the bill.
Yeah.
I'd have to,
It's it.
First after the break.
That's the thing, innit? We've said, comedy has always been like this. It doesn't matter who you know when you're starting out. Doesn't matter what connections you've got. As soon as you're on that stage, doesn't matter if you could be talking about the industry and about breaks and like TV opportunities and all. We're not talking about that. In terms of the respect of other comics and an audience, once you walk on, if you are good and everyone's laughing,
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Actually, my father knows Don from the Comedy Store, so I'm actually getting paid weekend work. You're fucking not.
No.
Even Don from the Comedy Store wouldn't put his son on if he was shit.
No. No,
and that's a beautiful thing.
There is a meritocracy to it. There is a kind of, and some, talking of break, some people get lucky, some people don't get lucky. Some people get chances and take them, some people don't. But you're right, the acid test, you can't fool an audience.
No.
So you can't fool comedians and you can't fool owners.
You can get 4 runs off the bat without meaning to. Sometimes, can't you?
Yeah.
But
you can get a generous. You can't consistently fool audiences is the right thing, innit? That's it. You can have a good gig with a bad set and as a bad comic, and that audience might just be in a great mood. Maybe the compere set it up perfectly.
Yeah.
That guy can't do 6 weekends in a row of that.
Oh no, and that's awful when you're at a new comedy night and you see the light in their eyes. And you're like, I know that light. I've had that light. And they're like, fucking yes, 2 years of dying on my hole, but I fucking done it. And it was just a look, something. Yeah. It was just something in the air where they were on the bill, and they think they've got it. Yeah. And then you see them 3 weeks later, and they're like,
best thing is when what happened? Someone who's been smashing like King Gong or Beat the Frog, you know, like a new act night where the audience are there knowing it's new act, or Hot Water on a Sunday, new act night, be dead supportive guys, could be the first gig, and someone smashes it 6 weeks in a row. And then they get to do like a Thursday middle or like an open spot on a Friday. I remember my first open spot at Jongleurs in Leeds, and I'd been doing well at open mic nights for 6 months to like a year or whatever, and just absolutely stunk the place out. And it's like when...
I heard about that.
I'm sure you did. It's like when Theo Walcott went to the World Cup when he was 16 because he'd been smashing it in the underage, and he's like, I'm a fucking World Cup player. And they were like, you're not getting on the fucking pitch, you kid.
You're going to be company on the coach.
yeah. He's good. He's a nice lad, Theo Walcott.
Yeah, really nice lad. But his generation, all the other players, like, what the fuck are you on about?
It is though. That is the good thing about it. It's not like music, because we are, you know, and me and you talked about this on the phone the other day. It's been very interesting in lockdown for a bunch of people that are supposed to live on their wits, be self-starters, be adaptable. How many have crumbled?
Yeah.
How many have just get a job, mate? You know, you've got a family. You've got to do this. You've got to do something.
And I hear the whiny sort of love notes to comedy going, oh, I need to gig. I just need it. It's my life. It's my lifeblood. And you're like, if comedy was free though, would you do it 5 nights a week?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. You want to earn money from standing up and talking. No, I don't want to deliver for DPD. I get it. That's not an easy gig. That's a hard shift.
Yeah. What did you think about people like doing stand up in their house?
I did a couple myself. I mean, depends really on how good on how well it's set up. I did Jason Manford's one, and that was great. That was really good because he had 6 or 7 people, and I just did bangers. I just knew what I was doing, and I could see them laughing. I didn't have to hear them laughing, and I knew where the rhythm was of that. I did first week of lockdown. I did a sort of like corporate kind of gig on Zoom.
A corporate on Zoom?
Yeah.
You're the Captain Corporate. If fucking world goes into lockdown and he still gets a fucking private
Me and
gig.
Adam Bloom. Yeah. His corporate, and imagine watching Adam Bloom do his set to silence.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's not.
Adam Bloom, if you've never heard of him, he's a bit of a legend in British comedy. I saw him on something like Edinburgh, Stars of Edinburgh, like when I was at uni.
Edinburgh Nights, I think it was.
Edinburgh Nights. Beyond.
Yeah.
Or is it something like that?
TV,
and he was a young lad with peroxide blonde hair, and his energy was incredible.
And he's still got energy, but
he's 20 years older, and he's got that energy. And he's an incredible joke writer. He's like it's like a panic attack with punchlines, isn't it?
Yeah. So imagine that.
And he's also quite. He's not like very domineering, or he's still quite vulnerable, isn't he? But he does not do well when he dissects every joke if it's not what it wants it to be. He's very like mental and controlling like that. I can only imagine without the audio what the fuck that sounds like.
So we had to do this thing where they made it a little bit taskmastery. So the first thing they did, we had to like go into our kitchen and create a picture of the boss using kitchen stuff and film that the day before. So they showed that was quite nice.
Fuck, what?
But then there was a bit where they interviewed me, but in the kind of like that chat show way going, I believe you went skiing once. And you know, you do your bit. But so that
be a cunt about it, be like, nope.
Adam didn't want to do that. So Adam had said, I could do a joke about anything. Throw a subject at me, I'll do a joke about it. These were all IT nerds.
Oh God.
So they were all going, all right then, what about the motherboard on the ES3946? Anyway, give me another one. It was yeah. So that was tough. So I did that, and then Jason's was good. I've been doing a few quizzes and bingo games online and stuff, but actual stand-up is weird.
Yeah, stand-up requires an audience for me. Yeah. We said it on the pod. Like I take my hat off to any comedian trying to diversify and trying to make it work somehow. I get it, like it's a fight or flight situation, but it was just never for me. I tried one at Hot Water on stage.
I did one at Hot Water, and it was all right because it set up nice, and there was a 4 or 5 on the front row, and that was okay.
We didn't have a front row because it was basically there was a gig meant to happen in the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
And they were like, we still want the gig, will you do it remotely? Yeah. So we were just live streamed into the pub where they were all sat watching the show.
Do you know about this?
No.
And at one point, they was on a big screen. Like, they were
oh, yeah, the Isle of Man bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yours. I thought you were doing it.
And they got in touch with
just one.
They got in touch with Binty to say, tell the compere to tell people to stop talking while the acts are on.
Jesus Christ.
What's next? Like, Binty had to tell him to go, would somebody move a Vauxhall Cavalier?
When you were talking about Bloom saying he can do a joke about anything, you reminded me of this lad. I tell this story about once a year when it comes up. There was a lad at Rawhide Raw, which was essentially their version of Beat the Frog.
The newest of the new.
Yeah, new act, Gong Show in Liverpool. And it's one of the places I started out. And there was a lad doing impressions. And he's like, I've got hundreds of impressions, shout an impression out, and I'll do it. So someone was like, Robert De Niro, which is the most common comedian impression.
Top 25.
You just do that, and like,
it's good, that. Oh God, it's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Do the voice as well.
There you go.
Like, you look like you're having a stroke or coming.
Justin, towards the end of this episode, if you want to set Adam some impression challenges, just have a little, just muse on that. He is very good.
I'll do them now if you want.
No, at 2.
I have to find them.
He's got 2, maybe 3, 2.5.
But he literally was like, I'll do any impression. And people were shouting him out to him, and he just couldn't do it. And he kept going, no one wants to hear that one. And he got about 12 heckles before he went, right, Gary Barlow. Just did one no one had asked for.
No.
Weird impressions, aren't they? Weird.
I'm quite good at them when I put some effort in.
But they're weird, aren't they? The comedy club.
Fucking hell.
What?
We're closing this with some impressions.
Who can you do?
Oh, no, we're not.
Who can I do?
Give him some. No, don't.
Desmond Tutu.
Oh,
who's that?
Oh,
well, actually, his Mandela's pretty good, and I know that's not the same person, but it's near enough.
What do I say when I do the Nelson Mandela?
I want to live in a world.
Oh yeah,
Mike, I can do an impression of you doing it. That was my impression of you doing the impression of Nelson Mandela. Oh no, it's pressure now. Oh, he just did his eyes like.
Yeah.
That's when he gets really into the character. His eyes roll. Winnie, come back here.
I want to live in a world where man.
What's happened?
What? Fucking what's happened to Nelson? I was laughing because of you.
Right, come on, be serious. Not just comedy, this podcast. Take a breath.
Well, do that voice.
You do it. You do the impression of me doing it. I want to live in a world where a man and a woman can live together.
That is so Chinese. It's gone Chinese, that. I want to live in a world where a man.
It's a bit like, Phil Nickel when he does The Only Gay Eskimo. And he goes, and the adults from Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah.
Look, I think that one's quite good. What else have I done?
Bane?
That sounds a little bit like Nelson Mandela. But
I don't know if it's the heat.
Yeah.
But you fucking...
Christopher Walken.
Oh, no.
Yeah, go on, let's
do
it.
He's off piece now.
This is a big one.
Now.
Is that it?
Can do Nessa from Gavin and Stacey.
Oh, no, he can't. Go on. Go on.
Oh!
One word impression.
He's a one syllable, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin, give us a break, will you? I'm trying my best over here.
Have you seen the Nutty...
You'll edit this bit, won't you?
No, this is the best bit. The Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Right. When Eddie Murphy plays the mum of the family.
Yeah.
This is good. This is his fucking closer. It's not even... Come on.
Hercules.
No, it's good. It is pretty good.
Can you do any?
When I was little, I used to do 2 impressions, and my mum would come back from the pub and bring people round and get me to come downstairs and do them.
First gig?
Stand on the table and do them.
Oh, my God.
What way are they?
In my pyjamas.
It's borderline child abuse, but it's also the start of a successful
Both
career.
of them were from the north of Ireland, but they were from very different ends of not the political spectrum, but the entertainment spectrum.
Okay.
So the first one I did was the father of a colleague of ours.
Roy Walker.
No.
Jimmy Cricket. Mulgs' dad.
I got a letter from your mother. Come here and there's more. Okay, I remember you. I've had a guest. I've had my teeth taken out and a gas fire put in. You'll not recognise the house when you come home because we've moved.
That's nice.
When I was little, it was all right.
How did you make the first bit about a letter sound like something to do with the Troubles then? I got a letter from your mum.
Yeah.
It sounded like a really effeminate IRA.
Was Reverend Ian Paisley. Northern Ireland will never succumb to the violence of the IRA.
Why can you only do Northern Irish impression?
I don't know. It's not very good.
What kind of kid could do an Ian Paisley impression?
The kind of kid that was obsessed with the news when I was a kid. Of a period between 1978 and 1985, I can tell you about the Yorkshire Ripper. I can tell you about Jeffrey Bamber. I was a paper boy and I used to read all the papers. I loved the news when I was a kid.
I want to see your fucking parents' mates at the pub. Come back to ours. Our Justin, right? He does a great Ian Paisley. If you want to know anything about the rapes in Yorkshire, he's fucking well up on it, mate.
I would honestly. I know
and
there's
I
no
love
footage.
Light I love Light Entertainment as well.
There's no. All right, Justin's like, no. I did it for a reason. I would love to see a kid on a coffee table at fucking 10 p.m. on a night.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll tell you about the rapes on our name.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Never. And all the parents go, give me some money.
It's a free fringe gig.
Yeah. Bucket speech.
It's free to get down and it's not free to get out.
Get down. That's what he shouted downstairs.
Fucking hell.
So that's the two impressions I used to do.
Fucking political satire from a 6-year-old.
Come here. And
there's more.
How old were you? Like 6?
No, a bit old, about 15, 16.
Oh, okay.
No, I was probably about 10, 11, 12, something like that.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, that's less weird than a 5-year-old
just
doing
before, yeah.
10.
Jimmy Cricket is our friend Kate Mulgrew, who's a brilliant comedian. It's her dad.
Yeah.
And he's like exactly how he was on TV. I don't remember him from TV.
Right.
Just about. But obviously, I've seen the clips and everything.
Yeah.
And I think I think he might have been in a panto I was at when I was really young.
Yeah.
And we've met him. I've met him as an adult. He's one of the nicest. He's the nicest guy, but he's always doing his stuff.
Yeah,
like he's a gag guy. Yeah. And he did a speech at Katie and Lee's wedding as a father of the bride. He just did 20 minutes. Yeah. I am not joking. Everyone's there at the fucking reception, and everyone's doing. There's been a speech from someone else, and now
Damien Larkin was there. Even though he wasn't invented.
Yeah, we had a mate just turn up and go, "Oh yeah."
We had a chair up at the table.
We had a friend from comedy just turn up and go, "Well, you said 6 p.m. and I'm here," because he's on the spectrum.
Because the idea was that we all went to watch the wedding, and then they said, selected guests were all dayers, but the majority of people go off and get something to eat, and then we'll see you at the evening reception.
He just didn't play that game.
He just turned up. She had to ask him to leave her own wedding.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's so funny.
Her dad did.
He's got no social skills, Damien. I remember, every year.
Poor old Larkin's getting a slamming.
No, he's funny, but
he's a nice lad.
He came on the Liverpool Comedy Christmas Night Out. We do that every year. And a couple of years ago.
When did you do it?
Where do we do it?
No, when?
Christmas. Just before Christmas or January, depending on and he came. Rob Thomas has organised it. We went to this place called Patterson's in Liverpool, which is like a hipster KFC, fried chicken and shit. And this
hipster fried chicken.
Yeah, so like
nice. All right.
It's just KFC, but it's £6 more expensive.
Yeah.
And this girl, he'd arrived, like we'd all ordered, and she come over and was like, right, what you want? He was like, I'll have the chicken strips with chips. And she was like, right, for your chips, you just want normal chips, curly fries with sour cream on. And he just handed her the menu, didn't look at it, and went, I don't want any nonsense.
Nailed it. Do you know sometimes when you watch someone
talk about weddings and that, at Alfie Joey's wedding, he's doing a speech at his own wedding, and he went, the wife has said that I'm not allowed to sing because she don't want me to sing at the wedding, and he loves to perform. And he went, but I'm only going to get married once, so... And he started singing something like Fly Me to the Moon or something like that. Halfway through, he goes, ladies and gentlemen, on saxophone, Mr. Jimmy Cricket. And Jimmy Cricket came out from behind the curtain playing the saxophone. It was amazing.
I love stuff like that. I love it, like, Damien Larkin being on the spectrum is entertaining, but just comedians just not being able to switch it off.
Yeah.
Like if if you give us something that sort of looks like a gig, you find yourself like rising to the challenge. Like I've been at like a kid's birthday party, my niece's birthday party, and I've been like sat on a step and everyone's been sat round, and then they're like, oh, Dan's a comedian. And I can feel the sort of like, you've got to justify that you're a comedian. And that's like, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm going for laughs here. Your
hand moves.
And then in your head, you're like, shut up, Dan, don't be a fucking gig whore. But you're like, what's this guy doing?
My mother-in-law and father-in-law are ballroom dancers. And they were very good, and they won like national seniors, and they were decent at it, yeah. And every year or so, they put on a show, and them and all their mates who dance, they put on a big show, and loads of people come, and they raise thousands for Christie's, for the cancer hospital, and they're good people. They work really hard. They make all the costumes. It's a labour of love, okay. And they ask me like, would you compare? And every year I go, I don't want. Because like I'm a comedian, you know, and all that. And eventually you do, because that's the right thing to do. And when I do it, I love it, right? And it's really, really nice. And it's a good skill to get, because there's little kids there and there's old people. It's a nice comparing thing. But there was one, you know, when you do that thing where you get something off the cuff and you think, that's a great bit. You know, it's a great bit. I did a bit there that I'll never be able to use. And it's one of my favourite jokes I've ever come up with impromptu. They did the Moulin Rouge ensemble, all these 65-year-old women. Nah, showing the knickers and everything. And I went back and I went, there you go. Just to prove the old saying, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
So hard not to. It's so hard not to, and you've got that instinct of just make it funny, just make it funny.
It's awkward in a green room sometimes, though, isn't it? When you just as comics just having like comic banter, green room chat, talk, and just getting it out.
Yeah,
and then a comic decides. Freddie's bad for that. I know we slag him sometimes, but he does it all the time. You'll be having a good little chat, and he's silent for like 2.5 minutes just listening, and then you just hear him go, it's like...
Oh,
no. It's that tone, and I go, shut up.
When he gets an analogy wrong, he fucking crashes it into the ground, and you're like, mate, that was not necessary.
That's like a swan going into a river, but with its wings behind its head. He did a bit of that, Freddie. I love Freddie. He did it. We've been playing a lot of poker online, and he's been doing a little bit of that because we're on the Zoom chatting. Like, and Jamie Hutchinson will just go, Freddie, you try to do a bit? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah, but Freddie's socially aware enough to know that it's not allowed, so he will pipe down.
Yeah.
Damien Larkin is so on the spectrum. Not only does he turn up at weddings and try and get free meals when he's definitely been told not to, he does that, he tries to compare... We've been on one of those Christmas comedy nights out with comedians in Manchester. There's 15 professional comedians sat around a table, and you have to tell him to sit down because he's up fucking comparing. Like with his drink in one hand, pointing at the others like, he's headlining. And you're like, mate, you're not even a comedian. I love you. But you're a promoter that compares his own gigs. You're in front of 14 fucking murderers.
Yeah.
And you're going, this is my time? Is this on? No! We're in a fucking bar.
The worst thing in the green room is the mate, somebody's mate coming sitting in and thinking that they have to try and be funny.
Oh, it's the worst thing.
Muggles. Yeah. Adam calls them muggles.
Yeah, muggles. When they bring a muggle into the green room. At Christmas, someone we've mentioned on our podcast before, I won't name them because I don't want the person, if they ever listen, to be embarrassed or anything, but someone at Christmas brought their old friend who they used to be in a band with, and he was drunk when they arrived, and he was in the green room. He stayed to play poker with us, and it was just a constant attempt at being funny to 5 comedians and a comedy club owner, and he kept going out for a drink or a ciggy like every 2 minutes, so it was disrupting the game of poker. Oh, I'm going for another drink, just deal me out of this one, or put me blind in, or whatever. And we're like, ugh. And in the end, he was just sat there like, I'm really, really sorry. I was like, what? And then for the rest of the Christmas run, we're like, your dad coming tonight? You bringing your dad again? You bringing
his dad?
No.
Oh,
but
he acted like a dad.
It was your dad.
Yeah.
It was his dad.
Do you know what a lot of that, though, is? It's pressure, because they feel like, and with like most green rooms are not wisecracking, hey, you know, it's, sometimes it can be fun. You know,
a lot of the time it's dull as fuck, isn't it?
Most of the time I'll just sit and listen. I like to listen and then pipe up.
No, you're a right piss taker in a dressing room. You are. You are Justin. You're not. I'm not saying you're loud or anything, but if any, you're fun in a dressing room. You're not passive aggressive. You're not a cunt about it.
Do you know what he done to me the first
You're
time I
always
kicked
having
him?
a little needle, mate. We basically roasted Freddie Quinn the last time we saw him. He turned. I know it wasn't a dressing room, but it was virtually a dressing room. I was wearing shorts, an orange hoodie, cycling shorts. I looked at bell end, and you went, "What the fuck are you wearing?" And then Freddie turned up looking like a fucking gypsy with shit on his shoes. And I'm not joking. You roasted him for fucking 5 minutes straight, and I was having such a good time. And Freddie was there going, "Oh, this is like when a swan comes out of a muddy pool." You absolutely. So don't be like, I just sit there and listen. I'm just a people, but you're pretty good.
I'll tell you this right now. Do you remember the first time we gigged together?
No.
Manchester Comedy Store, right? This is like 2011 or 12. It was only the second club outside of Hot Water, obviously they built from whatever, but I'd done one open spot at Jongleurs, which went horribly wrong, and this was the second club I'd got into as like a Thursday 10-minute tryout. John Warburton was on, and he was still in the green room with us, and you were comparing, and I can't remember who did that on, but it was a Thursday night. I had like 5 minutes, and the only other gig I'd done, as I say, was Jongleurs. And Kane Brown, who is on our soundboard, and he'll come on someday, and it's not his fault, but he was comparing Jongleurs, and he'd gone on and gone, right, your next act's a new act, and I don't know why I'm doing your voice for Kane Brown. Your next act's a new act, come all the way from Liverpool, and a group of Mancs booed me because they were there on a stag doing Leeds. Yeah. I went on and had one of the worst gigs I've ever had. So I come up to you in Manchester, and I went to, I just, you're right, and he was like, yeah, how you doing? I was like, just wondering if you'll do me a favour. You went, yeah, what is it? And I went, well, when you introduced me, will you just not mention A, that I'm from Liverpool, or B, that I'm a new act? Because I've had a bad experience with it. And you, to make John Warburton laugh, went, right, listen, son, I'm the compere of the Comedy Store. You don't fucking tell me how to host this gig. And didn't break eye contact with me at all. And second of all, no, I won't tell him you knew, because that's not the fucking done thing, is it? And he walked away. And then John Warburton, after you'd left, burst out laughing. I was like, he's only taking the piss, you know. And I'm this shaking like a shitting dog, new act, scousing in
How did I bring you on? What did I do?
I can't remember.
I never say new act me when I bring a new act on.
You're not.
I back announce it.
But you can't say you're not a fucking piss taker in a dressing room.
Yeah, you are a bit of a piss taker, just there.
You didn't know that about me.
You come on. And this is like, I think all good comics like a bit of piss take. But there are some dressing rooms. I see some bills on the confirmation.
Yeah.
If I see certain names, I'm like, this is going to be fucking brutal. You do not want to turn up last. Because if Justin Moorhouse, Mick Ferry, Matt Reed. I see some names. I'm like, oh my God, don't be the last dickhead who turns up. Danny Mac, he sits there like, he's like a fucking praying mantis in like Nike Air Max 1. Oh my God. And you walk in and you literally, just before they open the door, you're like, breathe in, you'll be fine. But, and it's fun.
But you only do that with people you like.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. You only do that with people you like.
It's still fun,
and
but there is a moment.
Take it, and you want it back as well. I love it when people take the piss out of me. I just like to go like that. All right, you've got me. Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
Laugh it off. I tell you what I hate is the people like, hey mate, how you doing? You all right? Yeah. Brilliant. I think you're going to be great. And you know they're just one of them cunts that slags everyone off.
Yeah.
I'd rather, it's always the people who take the piss and have a joke and like rip you in front of your face who are sound. It's those snidey fuckers who are like, I thought you were absolutely brilliant. Let me just finish this tweet real quick.
Top. That was just really great. Like, you've done really well there. You should be really happy with that.
My favourite thing to do is when somebody comes off after storming it, right? And they walk in, I go,
next time.
Down, they just go, what? I go,
next time.
Was it at that?
Unlucky. You get him next time.
Oh, the worst part is when somebody comes off after rinsing it and you go, that was brilliant. And they go, no, it was all right. No, mate. Take the compliment.
Yeah. Your face morphed into Danny McLaughlin there.
Done with it, me. Done with it.
It's done. Don't want the footy. Not like the footy anymore. Don't
Guys,
like comedy.
What we're doing, I'm going to have to edit this out.
Why?
Because you know what he's like.
I'm going to make it the fucking clip.
Oh, don't. He'll have his first period.
He's not going to listen to this. Doesn't even fucking retweet it when he promises he will. What's happening, guys? If you love this podcast and you really want to support us, you can go to haveawordpod.com. You can get yourself some merch, something like this hoodie, something like that t-shirt. There's plenty of stuff for you to go and have a look at there. There's also links so you can buy tickets to the Have a Word live shows and also tickets to mine and Dan's tour shows if you want to come and see us do stand-up. That's all at haveawordpod.com.
We also do an extra episode of the podcast every week on patreon.com/haveawordpod. Sign up on Patreon, get the exclusive Patreon episode. There's also some discounts on merch, discount on live tickets, but the extra episode is only on Patreon. That's patreon.com/haveawordpod.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye. Richard Peel has sent us a would you rather. Oh, Richo. Oh, Peelo.
Peelers.
Peely.
Dick Peel.
Oh yeah, Dick Peel. Oh, Richard. He's heard it before, but we've just discovered it. Would you rather watch all your partner's previous sexual experiences or have them watch all of yours? With the would you rathers, you can't go, fucking neither. That's not the point. You've got to engage. This is one of my strengths, is really getting into these.
I'd rather they watch mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I have no interest in them, in watching anybody else touch anybody else that I want to touch. That cuckolding thing. Oh, I could not imagine that.
It's very popular, the old cuckold porn, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for me, it's just the weirdest thing that what you're saying is I am pathetic.
See, I watch it sometimes, but I imagine I'm the guy fucking her. Do you know what I mean?
That does not fucking surprise me.
Adam's
like, watching
I've got you.
Adam, you're never going to be the guy that gets asked to come round.
I don't know,
Adam's
got
in his
a few
head,
inboxes that might surprise you.
I'm definitely the black guy that's just knocked on the front door.
Yeah.
I think cuckold porn is one of those really weird new strains.
It makes me feel sad.
You know why? The actual, you're meant to watch and go, oh my God, that husband, how must he be feeling? I can completely disconnect to that because porn is so naff. And I do this when I'm watching films or period dramas. You know, when they're like clearly doing something that's stressful, the scene.
Yeah.
And you're meant to be watching it going, oh my God, I can't believe it. There's like a fight in the plaza. But all I think is, fuck me, I bet that was a really hot day's filming in that Spanish square. Yeah. And I'm watching all the extras sweat. You know they're on the fifth take. And I do it with porn. Some bellend has to come in. They've got the male porn star, the female porn star, and the least important knobhead is the fat white dude Jeff, can you come in? Yeah, these are ready. They're prepped to go. Leon is ready to go. So it just is a matter of time. Yeah. So just look fat, fucking pathetic and sad. Actually, you've nailed it. All right, on you go. Just pop yourself on the end of the bed and look tearful.
Like, where they've cast them. I'm talking about like Snapchat cuckold porn. Like there's like Snapchat porn where it says like across the screen like, doesn't your girlfriend look good sucking my dick? And I'm like, yeah, that's my video.
We're talking about the fully filmed, like there's a guy in the scene, and sometimes
the guy with the little glasses on going,
oh, and they can tell the director's like, Jeff, right now really lean in and look at like, wow, that's a big dick. And they get him like, oh.
Makes me feel sad.
I know, but I feel sad for the dude who's playing the fat.
So you're saying you'd be quite happy, well, not quite happy, but your partner seeing everything you've ever done sexually.
Yeah, would I rather? That's what I would rather.
Right.
This is my problem. This sounds really arrogant. Mine would be a longer watch, and I don't think I could put Laura through that because I've been a bit of a little fucking dirtbag in my time.
See, I think I would be absolutely horrified, as Justin says, to watch Jade's show reel.
It's good.
Right?
Damien Larkin's in it. Like, hello. All right. Is this on? He's got a big dick. He's headlining.
But some of the nights I've had,
yeah,
and some of the San Marinos.
Right, we were talking about this. Your sexual history is a bit like England caps.
Yeah.
And you start off with like an Albania away and like a San Marino where you knew you shouldn't have scored 8, but you did. And they were like, lads, you've scored so many. I've let you and everything. You can score more if you like. Like that. It's a bit grim. I think if you could get your head around watching your partner get banged, if you could get your head around that, it wouldn't end the relationship. I think Laura would be half an hour into that fucking epic and be like, you did that, you fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Why
See,
did you
that's
do that?
Are there things that you have never done with Laura that you've done with other people?
Fucking hell.
I mean, the answer's yes.
Yeah, because you just say no, wouldn't you?
He does this all the time. Then he's like,
I need to think.
Of course there is.
My generation needs to think.
Yeah.
No, I think I might have done.
But it might be interesting that she'd say, I saw you do that. You want else to do it. And it might be good for you.
I'd just like to have sex again, Justin. Do you know what I mean? We're just at that point
so
now.
There's nothing. You don't think there's anything you done when you were single? No.
I think, look, when Laura and I, she listens to the podcast and she recently told me,
You've told me you've pissed on someone in the shower.
Oh, for God's sake.
You've never pissed on Laura.
I forgot about that. I fuck. I'm not even allowed to poo with the fucking door open. Oh, no, I did, yeah, sorry.
So there you go.
I forgot about that.
What, because they asked you to?
No, you didn't fucking shock them with it. They're like, what should we watch? We've got a couple of choices of DVDs. And they're like, oh, why? Why are you weeing on me? It's on my mum's rug.
Where did you do it?
Oh, God. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Was
there a sheet down?
Yeah.
A comedian weed on my leg once.
Right. What?
Another man.
Yeah.
What?
Why?
For a laugh. Archie Kelly.
Wow.
Why?
We were on the set of Phoenix Nights and we walked down a corridor and they just went, hold it there because they were going for a take. And we all stood silently, we stood behind me and I just felt my leg getting warm. And he peed on my leg.
Just for the fuck of it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's so funny.
But hang on.
How did you react?
I couldn't, because I couldn't make a noise.
You're on the set of a major TV comedy show.
One of the most successful British sitcoms
with
of all
one of the
time.
best known fucking lunatics in Peter Kay, like in charge of it.
But we were in a corridor, we weren't actually on this, so we were just next to it.
Oh, right. I thought you were on set. I thought it was like, how annoyed would the director be if they
no,
were
because
like,
I didn't say anything. I was like, I just wet my leg.
But not on set. You weren't about to film a scene.
We were walking towards the scene and he stopped. And
Can you
went,
imagine if someone pissed on your leg on...
He's like, he's a weirdo.
He sounds it.
He is. I don't know if you know the stories about him. Like this thing, like he picked his mate up for five-a-side, right? Every week for about 6 months and put it was winter, but put the aircon on full cold and just said, there's nothing I can do, mate. It's broke. I'm shaking every day.
Why?
He just did. He was going out with a girl. He used to live next to Bernard Manning, right? He used to live next to Bernard Manning. And he was going out with this girl and he used to leave the condom on Bernard Manning's car windscreen.
What's going on?
Weird, isn't it?
Have you done? I can't comprehend
people.
Archie Kelly.
Yeah,
the only thing I do.
Have you ever weed on anyone? No.
My
Only-
brother
only
weed on me
myself.
once.
What's going on?
1976, Man United lost the FA Cup
You
final.
doing your Ian Paisley impression?
Yeah. I'm
They're
lying on the
free,
bedroom floor crying and my brother peed on me from the top bunk.
Just for a laugh.
Yeah, I can feel it to cheer me up.
You know, now that there's two stories, though, it's starting to feel like it might be you. Do you know what I mean?
Might be my king.
Yeah. Like, you're not really hiding that very well.
No, I'll tell you this now, that I've never desired it.
Well, yeah, it's easy to say that, though, isn't it?
Well, I'm saying
there's,
it.
There's two stories.
Gotta
there.
believe me.
Just, I do prank Carl. Whenever Carl's flying, I send him, like, text messages saying, like, bomb, terrorism, nuclear thing, because then I'm always like, if like an airport security guy sees his phone over his shoulder and there's loads of that he'll get like fingered and that like they'll have a look up his bum or something, won't they?
Fucking bell end.
That's how terrorists do it. Just a reminder there. Bomb.
Yeah, but like you can't even say it in the airport. If you've got 6 text messages going, can't wait to blow this plane up, bomb, nuclear weapons,
no, I do.
You know what you need to do, mate? You know what you need to do? Use voice notes. Do one of your great impressions. Make it Middle Eastern. Why? Because it sounds like the current crop of terrorists.
Oh, right, okay. No,
I
you want me to do your Ian Paisley?
I don't do him anymore.
Do you get that? Do you get the urge to shout bomb at an airport?
Yeah.
Genuinely, because as soon as I know I can't,
Yeah.
there is an urge to be like, in your head, you're like, the worst possible thing you could do now is shout bomb. And
Yeah,
then
I said
in
out
your head,
loud
you're like,
to
oh.
Jade when we were flying back from JFK, New York. I said to Jade, "Isn't it weird that you can't say bomb at the airport?" While we were at the airport, and Jade was like, "Are you stupid?" I was like, "What?" She went, "You've just said it in the sentence," and I didn't realize what I'd done.
Okay, so you can say the word, can't you?
No,
I mean,
if like a member of airport security sees you say the word bomb, you'll be taken for a chat.
Yeah, and knowing that.
But if you got a bomb, it's highly likely that you're going to be like double bluffing.
Yeah, but they don't like.
Oh yeah, that's how airport security work, isn't it?
They don't just give you the benefits of the doubt.
I love that thought process. Yeah, this guy looks like a really evil-looking terrorist. He's wearing all the terrorist garb, and he's like he's muttering under his breath. But that's too obvious for a terrorist. I mean, no terrorist would be that obvious. So he's obviously just a bit of a prankster.
Come from Central Casting Terrorist.
There's a guy running through Terminal 1 saying "Death to the West," and he's got a machine gun, but I feel like he'd be hiding it.
Let that one go. Let that one go. Not fucking stupid. Oh, God. I can't believe we talked about weeing so much. I'm so hot. I'm getting boob sweat. Should we do a have a word and then call this a podcast?
Yes.
Sam Maguire,
journalist, football guy, massive Liverpool fan. You'll love him.
He's a good lad. Afternoon, fellas. He's Scouse. I need you to have a word with my wife. She'll sit in the conservatory, wrapped up in a throw, with the aircon on. She then gets ultra defensive whenever I mention it. I realise I'm channeling my inner da, but it's literally the biggest waste of money. She says she's trying to find the perfect temperature, but I can't wrap my head around the logic. This isn't a one-off either. Sometimes she'll walk around in a vest and shorts claiming to be cold, making me shut all the windows while I slowly melt into a puddle of sweat. Am I in the wrong? Tar lads.
No, he's not. This is typical of a partner, isn't it? Just, no, I need it like this and like that and like that. If it's cold, turn the fan on and open the window, or one or the other. But you can't be wrapping your... It's just a waste of fucking money.
No, it's one thing to be, I'm cold but been like in a t-shirt and shorts and be like, I need to turn the heating up. You're like, well, that's not the appropriate clothes. But to have
put a jumper on?
But have the aircon on a hot day
in a conservatory
and then wrap up. That's fucking weird.
I don't even mind if Jade's like in a t-shirt and shorts and she's like, I'm cold. I won't go like, oh, we'll put a jumper on then. She can put the heating on then. I understand
she can put the heating on. She can put it on.
She's allowed.
I'll give her the code.
I don't mind her not wanting an extra layer on. I don't mind that. But you can't wrap yourself up and then be like, I'm too warm, and then turn the aircon on. That's just, it's the wrong way round.
Yeah, you shouldn't be wearing a heavy robe putting aircon on. Environmentally.
I feel like you've got like teenage kids, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's a whole new world of like, because Laura and I, it's so unsexy because you're like, I do want to get laid, but I do need you to do this with the recycling. And she's like, could you start doing that with the toothbrush? And it's like unsexy, innit? So you don't want to be the bell end who's like, listen, we need to talk about the heating. Don't just fucking whack it up to 22. Leave it at 20. Let it do the work. It's so unsexual, but you still need to say it. I feel like once Etta is older, it's a whole nother world of pain where you're like, oh God, someone's got control over the fucking heating that you're paying for.
I spend a lot of time just going like that.
Oh, really?
Every time I walk past it.
Just changing it a bit.
Just pop it down.
Pop it down one.
Just take it down 2.
See, I've said this before. I'd quite happily in winter, snowing outside, window open, t-shirt and shorts. But then you can always warm yourself up. It's very hard to cool yourself down.
Yeah,
I hate being too hot in winter.
Yeah, I just hate being too hot.
Yeah, I get
Close,
it.
Yeah.
Do you even do you even have to touch it, or do you not have it on a phone, or
no, not at the minute. No, not.
Do you want to have one console that you just have on your really expensive fucking Sony 14?
Well, I just go
iPhone 14.
House, make me comfortable.
Jeeves.
No, I've not got all that set up. I will do, but you know John Thompson, he does impressions as well. He's got like
as well,
yeah, as well as you. You know the Alexa thing. He's got a brilliant thing. So he's got his lights all set up, lamps in his bedroom. And he goes, Alexa, play a storm, right? And this music comes on and it starts rumbling. And you can hear the water. And when the lightning comes, all the lights flash on and off. It's like really good.
Fuck.
And it's the same as when you're lying in bed in the storm at night. You can have it on and you create a storm in your house.
That is literally what happens when you give immature bellends millions of pounds. John Thompson has done fucking brilliantly. Yeah. He's had a blinding career, cold feet, all of the things he's performed in. And it's basically got him to the point as a 50-year-old man going, tell you what, Justin, you know what I've got? I've got a computer storm that comes on so I can scare women.
I love it. It's great. It's comforting.
How much of a fucking narcissist do you have to be like, I'm having a storm wank. Boom, 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 fucking just as the lightning.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Well, that's a piss. Anyway.
Pod done.
I'm so sweaty.
Have we got a song today or not?
I've got boob sweat.
You know, do your impressions.
He's done them.
Is that all you can do, right?
Yeah.
We could fire one little thing we do at you if you want.
Yep.
So, you've got an audition. You're an actor, successful actor, and you've been brought in.
Yep.
And basically, they want you. It's a very specific role.
Yeah.
So it's just something about the way you look. The writer, he had it in mind.
Yeah.
So we want you to improvise a scene.
Yeah.
As a Mexican car parking attendant.
Yeah.
Whose dog has just died.
Okay.
So if you could just do that for us now.
Mate, that's ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
He's a successful actor.
Scene.
Into character.
Yeah. Justin, thanks so much for coming to Have a Word Acting Studios. Anytime you want. And try not to be racist.
My dog has died.
Wow. Straight to the point. Love it.
But I have to come into work because I am a poor Mexican man.
Oh, okay.
I have no money. I have to make sure I park the cars. And every car I park, I turn Italian.
Okay, you're not quite right for this role.
No, give me another one.
But there is another one that we think you could you could be good for. So, Daniel, would you like to show me what this one is?
72-year-old German window cleaner.
Yeah. That's as good, yeah. I clean the windows.
There's a bit too much oomph there. Remember, he's an old man, he's 72, and he's only cleaning windows because he's recently widowed. He's gone back to work.
Okay. This is good. I clean the window now. I used to work for the BMWs. And now
So
that my
believable.
wife died, I would sit in and I would look out of the windows and just think, I should be on the other side like Bella, my wife.
Oh, God.
It's like I'm waving to her.
Why does he make them all so sad? He makes
His
them all
wife
so
just died.
sad.
His dog's just died.
Hey, you've got a Mexican with a dead dog and a
Okay.
German with a...
South Korean woman.
Oh, no. No, that's not fair. Chinese. And that's it.
Yeah.
How about a Canadian?
I'm not very good at accents.
He's being a dick.
Give me some. I'll do an English guy, but give me a scenario and I'll do that.
Okay,
I can't
a
believe you put...
Brummie
Oh, God.
Right.
who's just won the lottery,
Brilliant.
but he's also there's a warrant out for the arrest because someone got murdered and they think it was him.
Brilliant.
Hey, honestly, that's made me more sweaty. The pressure that we just put Justin under. You really going deep on the character,
Yeah.
And it's the only one that's not had a death, and all his family
No,
dead.
because he murdered somebody.
Oh yeah, shit. There's been another
Slightly
death.
obsessed.
Welsh bricklayer
Yeah.
who's ran out of bricks.
Yeah. Oh, where's my bricks? Gonna have to go to Travis
I'm better than
Perkins.
that.
That sounds more like Nelson Mandela than your Nelson Mandela.
Shall I tell you my Nelson Mandela anecdote? This is my favourite.
Oh yeah,
thing.
close it out.
It's
Close
not
it out.
Nelson Mandela. No. This is we talk about comedians and dressing rooms and things like that goes on. We were talking about that, weren't we? Joking in dressing rooms. You say that, and I said that I'm not a piss taker. About 8-9 years ago, I'm comparing the charity night at a comedy store in London. There's loads of comics in the room, but I'm comparing. So like door opens and in walks Eddie Izzard, right? And everybody goes, "Oh my God, it's Eddie Izzard." And he goes, "Hello everybody." He goes, "I left a book here the other day. I was in here. I left the book." And everybody's going, "Is it under here, Eddie? Is it behind?" Everyone's trying to really help him out, right? And he goes, I says, "What book was it?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a biography of Nelson Mandela." And I said, "Well, maybe he's taking a long walk to freedom." Right? And he just went, "Oh, a joke. That's what you thought was needed here."
Oh God.
You pissed Eddie Izzard off?
Yeah, and I went, yeah, I did. And then about a week later, I saw him again at the comedy store, and he came in because it made me feel really weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he came in, and there was nobody else there. And I said to him, I said, "You know, we had this thing the other day." And I said, and I felt a bit weird about it because, grew up buying you, videos, and all that, and I just felt like I'd upset you, and I didn't want to do that. And he could have gone, I was busy.
Yeah.
Or he could have gone, "You know what? You was being a bit of a bell end," but you know what he said? Oh, I can't remember. I don't
know. Painful
it's
shit.
Hard, isn't it? The pressure when there's a really famous comic and you're like, just please be all right.
I feel like that's more of an Eddie Izzard story than a Nelson Mandela story.
Yeah, it is. Nelson Mandela never came in the comedy store looking for an Eddie Izzard book.
I seem to have left my DVD. You're not going to pull him up on that one?
Yeah.
Was that good, was it?
That was quite good.
I said I left my DVD.
I want to live in a world where Eddie Izzard.
Amanda, like Eddie Izzard.
Where one day there will be a Liverpudlian woman on stage in Liverpool. There you go. It's nice. I'm so hot. It's been a pleasure. I've loved talking to Justin. Thank you to everyone for listening. That's it, innit?
Thanks very much for coming on.
Thank you.
If you've watched the episode, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, go to haveawordpod.com, get some merch, see some live show details, which won't be there at the minute because live performance is cancelled for the foreseeable.
See the start of the episode.
And go to patreon.com/haveawordpod. You can sign up. You get an extra episode every week. You get discounts on the merch and you get to be one of our mates because we really like all our patrons.
Thanks,
and
man.
the rest of you are fucking tight twat. No, I'm joking. Thanks for watching.
It's like, why is your Liverpudlian impression dead aggressive? Justin, cheers, mate.
Cheers.
See ya.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.